Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to Misinformation in Science and Society. Here to listen, not to judge. I'm your host Annie, and today with us we have Erica Austin.
And do you have enough light? Because I can turn on more light if you need that.
No, it's good.
Okay,
All right, let's just get started. Could you introduce yourself a little bit and what you do?
sure. Okay, my name is Erica Weintraub Austin, and I'm a professor here at the Edward R. Murrow College of Communication at Washington State University. And I'm also the director of the Edward R. Murrow Center for Media and Health Promotion Research.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been here over 30 years.
Awesome. So, why did you choose this career, and what's your favorite part of doing what you do?
Well, I chose this career a little bit by accident and a little bit on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in Pennsylvania and I wanted to be a journalist.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up making a geographical compromise when I met my husband in undergraduate school. I was studying in Washington, D.C.,
Mm-hmm.
and he was from the Midwest. And we made a geographical compromise. So I was from the East, he was from the Midwest. So we decided, okay, we're going to go out west. So it wasn't home turf for either one of us.
Uh-huh.
And we went out west, and I ended up taking my journalism degree. It was actually journalism with an emphasis in the arts, not
Mm-hmm.
hardcore journalism. And I ended up working for an elementary school district doing public relations, which was really, really cool. I really enjoyed it. And one day I was visiting a kindergarten. And when I was in the kindergarten, I was so impressed with what they were doing there. These little children were just so impressive to me. They were making up their spelling words. And first of all, the fact that kindergartners were already spelling, they were
Mm-hmm.
just such great readers and spellers. They were coming up with spelling words. It was around the holidays, the winter holidays, and they were coming up with spelling words that were all about toys and Santa Claus and all the things you would think about.
Uh-huh.
But one of the words they came up with was kidnap. And I thought, why would they come up with such a downer of a word
Mm-hmm.
around the holidays, kidnap? And I went home just thinking about this. I was just obsessed with this. And I sat down to breakfast the next morning, cereal and a carton of milk. And there on the carton of milk was a picture of a missing child. And it was around the time that a little boy named Kevin Collins had gone missing. This was in the San Francisco area. Like I said, we'd gone to the
Yeah.
West Coast. And a little boy named Kevin Collins, 9 years old, had gone missing. And his parents, absolutely bereft, had started the Kevin Collins Foundation. He was, if not the first, one of the first children to be featured on milk cartons
Mm-hmm.
as a way to search for missing children. This was before the internet. And what I realized was that these little children, these 5-year-olds, were sitting down to breakfast every morning, seeing pictures of missing children on milk cartons while they were getting ready for school. And I thought, this is awful. There are all these well meaning adults who are trying to help find missing children. They're trying to do a good thing, they're trying to do campaigns to
Mm-hmm.
find missing and exploited children. And what they're doing is they're scaring the living daylights out of all of these kids who are sitting down and while they're thinking about the winter holidays and toys and all of this stuff, they're being scared. This is an unintended effect of well-meaning people
Mm-hmm.
trying to do a good thing. And that actually sent me to grad school. I thought we have to do better than this. We have to have intended effects when we're trying to do good things and
Mm-hmm.
not unintended effects of hurting people. And so I ended up going to graduate school to try to help the media have good effects instead of unintended bad effects.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up getting my graduate degrees at Stanford University to study campaigns. And I ended up becoming a specialist in media literacy. And so I study media literacy and I teach about media literacy and health promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really why I do what I do, because I want the media to have intended effects. I want people to be able to use the media instead of the media using them. I want people to be able to harness the media for the best of what it can do.
Yeah, that's a really interesting story. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so this is like kind of related. So why do you think um like truth is like so important and this was like not very related, but like why do you think misinformation is such a big issue right now?
Well, I mean, we've seen certainly with the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and we've seen with, everybody says January 6th,
Mm-hmm.
um, seen with what's happened with election misinformation, politics. I mean, it's always been a problem. It's not new with the internet. It's certainly not a new thing,
Yeah.
but certainly with the internet, misinformation spreads so quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and and it's so easy now to be able to manufacture misinformation and disinformation, and it
Mm-hmm.
can have such horrible effects. It can really hurt people, and it can cause death. It can cause destruction.
Yeah.
And then, information is so powerful, and we have to be able to use it for good, but it can also be used for ill. And we've really seen what the results can be. And the World Health Organization actually declared not just a pandemic, but an infodemic because
Mm-hmm.
of the dangers of misinformation and disinformation. Misinformation is just getting it wrong, making a mistake,
Yeah.
but disinformation is doing it on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, um, how, what would you say, would be like the best way to like, or like some good ways, I guess, to eliminate or avoid or like reduce misinformation?
Well, I'm all about media literacy.
Yeah.
So I think that we all have to teach media literacy, just like, and I say we because I think that we all have a part in it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think schools can help, but I really believe in the community being part of it. I think that uh, I believe in crowdsourcing. So we can all help each other. And so we all have to help each other to be as literate as we can about how to use the media most effectively.
Yeah.
And that means being able to identify what's a reasonable source, and how do we know what's good information, what's reasonable information, what's up to date information, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all changing. And one of the things that we often forget is that we need to check our emotions. So if we're reacting emotionally to a message, that's a really good cue
Mm-hmm.
that somebody might be trying to manipulate us. And media literacy is probably um, about the best thing we can do, because we can't control what other people are doing. So the
Mm-hmm.
best thing we can do is try to control how we're reacting, how we're acting, and help each other.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, so what do you think is like the worst type of misinformation? I know you mentioned like election stuff, pandemic. Um, yeah, would you like to like add on to that, I guess?
Well, there are a lot of, I guess the thing to think about is that every message has somebody who's made it. Everybody makes the messages, right?
Hmm.
So every message has a source who
Yeah.
created it, right? And when you create a message, there's a reason why you created it. So every message has someone who created it and the reason they created it. And so people's reasons are not always for your benefit. And so we always have to think about what's their reason, what's their motive. And people's motives are often for profit or for
Hmm.
power, not for your benefit. And so the things that are the most malevolent, in my view, are when people's motives for creating messages are for profit and power, not for good. So people can make mistakes,
Hmm.
do damage when they're making mistakes. But what's really evil is when they're doing it for profit and for power, and when they're taking advantage of people who have the least power,
Hmm.
um, the least advantage. So they're taking advantage of children. They're taking advantage of people who are elderly, who are sick, who don't have money, those kinds of things. That's that's evil. That's wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so I think that's all my questions about misinformation. So, um, just for fun, like, what inspires you? Like, is there like a certain like person, like, or like books, ideas, like what inspires you, I guess?
Dolly Parton.
Uh-huh.
I adore Dolly Parton. People like her. She's so awesome. She makes she makes fabulous music. She makes friends with everybody. I mean, how can you not like Dolly Parton? She gives books to everyone. She helps them get an education. She helps them have fun. I mean, she's just everything. She's
Mhm.
just awesome, awesome, awesome. So there you go. And she even helped fund the vaccine for COVID. I
Oh,
mean,
really?
she's just like everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great.
She's everybody's friend, fantastic musician, artist, you know. She's
Mhm.
aw-
Yeah. And what advice do you have for people, especially teens, either about like misinformation, media literacy, or just like in general?
Be a good friend. Check your sources, check your emotions. Help
Mhm.
people to do that because you want to check your emotions before you share information, before you share things that seem like they're cool or
Mhm.
frightening or fancy, if you see something that's making you mad or
Mhm.
that seems super cool, or I want to be like that, or FOMO, you know, check your emotions first. Think about the source because it might not be for your benefit. Somebody might be trying to make money or get power. And is
Yeah.
that really your benefit? And do you really want to share it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so
You're welcome.
much. It was really
Thanks
good
for
to
what
talk
you're
to you.
doing. It's so cool.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I messed up.